Hello, my name is DavidKaegi, and this is my Arduino kit. I've got the first example set up with a red light on. We got the resistor plugged in. We got our three wires, one for ground, one for the let's see here, the 5-volt, and one for pin 13. I guess I'll just go ahead and add more examples as I move along with the blinking and so on. Alright, so after initial setup, I have the light blinking. I believe the directions originally said to blink for 1 second, but the code that I have for this particular Arduino kit is doing a 2-second pause in between each round. See you back in a bit. Alright, so this is the second part where I was doing the potentiometer. There's the potentiometer, and then we got all the wires hooked up, and it's blinking. Basically, whenever I set this a certain way, it speeds up, slows down, etc. And there's the coding for it that was uploaded, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so this is the red, blue, and green colored LED here. After doing some troubleshooting, it doesn't seem like it really wants to change colors all that much. There is red in there, there's blue in there, and then when I pull this one out, obviously it stops the red. So I'm wondering if it's just reading it as that. Yeah, see, there's the red again, green, red, green. So, yeah, I just wonder whether or not it's just reading it as do all the colors at once type thing. And it's off, and then I plug that in and it's red, so yeah. Hello, I'm back with circuit number 4, multiple LEDs. So after putting in the code and setting this entire thing up, these two lights turn on. None of the others do, unfortunately, and I have actually taken this apart and put it back together about 3 times now, and from what I see, I believe that a lot of these pins are loose from either overuse or somebody messed with them prior, so it's unfortunately not picking up on some of these here. Kind of similar to what happened in the red, blue, green one before this. It just wasn't picking up on some of the wires here. I have everything set up properly, so I got the ground, the 5-volt. I got one of each down here on the sides, as well as the resistors that cross over every 2. And then we have the lights, and they do actually go plus minus, so I did make sure to do that. I have turned these around multiple times just to double check and make sure that I didn't mess something up, and we still get the same results. Well, hello again. Looks like I got another problem that I've run into. Doesn't seem like the buttons want to work. I've actually tried about 5 different codes now, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this guide here has me going to this, and which I did, and so this is the code that was in there, and it's basically just a very simple push button code, an on and off switch, blah blah blah, and unfortunately that is not working either for the buttons, so I am left with this and up to no good. I'm starting to come to the conclusion, I believe, that there might be something wrong here with some of the spaces. I've set up this board 3 times now as well, and I have everything right. This is for the This is for the photo. Where's the name of it? The proper name. This is for the photo resistor. So got the code all set up for it from them. So the light doesn't turn on at all, which is definitely a different problem. I have the resistors set up properly in their locations, and I do have the correct resistors set up. One with the 330 ohms, and then one with the 10k ohms, which is described. The light doesn't want to turn on, but this is kind of interesting because the photo resistor is supposed to take in light and dim or brighten the light based on, you know, what it takes in. So that blue light is showing the photo resistor, and if I cover that with my finger, it turns off, turns on, turns off, turns on. So it is sending a signal to this light, but the light doesn't want to turn on. I did actually switch out multiple lights, different LEDs. I switched the position of it. I actually even moved it to different locations on this board, and nothing seems to want to give. Alright, well, back for circuit number 7. This one is the temperature sensor. I mean, like the others, I have everything set up properly, and I've tinkered with it here and there now, and I just can't seem to get it to transfer data to my my Arduino monitor here, more accurately called the serial monitor. So basically, I went ahead and checked it out, all good, ran the code, and so basically it's supposed to light these up, and it's going to read the temperature with that, and then once it turns blue, then it means that it took in the information, but then it's not printing out the information here telling me what the temperature is. Very strange on this one. I actually managed to burn my finger because I was dumb enough to try turning the temperature sensor around and used the negatives with the positives and so on and so forth. So when I executed the code and it tried to take in the information, it actually overheated, and I didn't realize that that's what it was going to do. So once it turned off, I went to grab at this here and pull it out, and it was scalding hot, and I burned the tip of my finger. So I believe I'm going to be stopping there for this evening because I don't see any issue with what I am doing, especially with the directions that they're giving me in here. I've actually found a couple of instances as well where the diagram didn't match the directions here, so I had to improvise and try to figure it out, and I'm just getting nowhere at this point, unfortunately. So we have been getting some responses from the Arduino board, with regards to the sensor heating up, with the lights prior to this, and and even the photo resistor here, where I was able to cover this up and the light turned on and off. But this light wasn't responding in any way, shape, or form. So I'm getting responses. It's not the responses that I was hoping to get, and I know that it wasn't what our submission was asking for exactly, but I did manage to put together everything properly and learned a lot from it. I just, I wish that it worked correctly. So, this is, I think, the 5th day that I've been trying some of this stuff and trying to build it differently, and search some stuff online to try and find answers to the troubleshoots, but I'm unfortunately getting nowhere, so I will have to go ahead and submit as is and hope that it doesn't damage my grade entirely. Thank you.